A blissful morning to you, young learners of mathematics. How you doing and how your studies going on at your hand? Okay, so this morning we are going to be looking at a new topic, and the new topic is called linear inequality. This is a GSS2 topic. It's called linear inequality. Okay, so what do you mean by inequality? Inequality simply means that things that are not equal. You know where we are coming from. We have been talking about simple equation where we said the presence of equal to sign is what makes a mathematical expression to be called equation, this presence of equal to sign. However, we have other symbols that may not make things equal. When we have this symbol equal to sign, and there is a transversal, a line cutting it, that means that it is not equal. Those quantities are not equal to themselves. Just like, okay, if I write 3 now, is 3 equals to 4? No. So, and a way of saying 3 is not equal to 4 is to do like this. That means 3 is not equals to 4. So this symbol sign is called unequal or not equal to. Okay, we also have other inequality signs. If I want to look at 3 and 4 now, how do they relate with each other? Let's say 3 box 4. Is 3 greater or less than 4? Of course, 3 is a smaller number compared to 4. So we say 3 less than 4. So this less than has a symbol. It has a mathematical symbol, and that mathematical symbol is given as this. I see most students struggle with identifying their less than and greater than sign. Now, let's look at this. Less than starts with L. So, L was initially healthy until a time Kwashiorkor took charge of L's life, and L was no longer healthy. It started bending. Instead of health to be healthy, it is now unhealthy. So instead of us to have a straight L, we now have a bent L. So with this, even when they wake you from your slumber, that you should write your less than sign, you should not make mistake. And L that is bent is our less than sign. So if you want to write 3 less than 4, that will be 3 is less than 4. So less than sign is also an inequality sign. The next sign we are going to talk about is our greater than sign. Greater than sign. Okay? Okay, before I talk about our greater than sign, let's talk about less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to sign. Okay? So your less than or equal to is like this. Less than or it is equal to this. Am I making sense? This is our less than or equal to sign. We are going to understand all of this in due course. Okay, let us talk about our greater than sign. Our greater than sign. Our greater than sign. If I want to say Tolu is greater than Kende, Tolu is greater than Kende. That will be Tolu greater than Kende. Are we together? Tolu greater than Kende. So this is our greater than sign. Okay, another principle that will not make you forget your greater than sign is greater than starts with letter G. A G that was initially healthy. At the point in time of G became unhealthy. It was sick with kwashiorkor, and G started having sickness. So instead of us having a big head, the head of G started reducing, and G was no longer straight. G was no longer straight. The head was reducing and the back was bending until finally the head chopped off and the back became finally bent. So this is our greater than sign. So with this, you should not forget which one is your greater than sign. Okay, so let's say I want to relate these quantities together now. 10 and 8. 10 is greater than 8. 10 is greater than 8. Okay, we also have our greater than or equal to sign. Greater than or equal to sign. Greater than or equal to. So how is that sign represented? A greater than or equal to sign is represented like this, greater than or equal to sign. Okay, so under this inequality, we are going to talk about interpretations. Let us interpret simple sentence. Let us interpret simple sentence into mathematical expressions. For example, if I say Bola is greater than Kehinde, how will I represent that in mathematical form? So to represent that, if Bola is B and Kehinde is K, so that means Bola is greater than Kehinde. This is representation of that. Okay, if I have the height H, the height H is less than or equal to less than or equal to 8. Okay, how do I represent this? Height h is less than, height h is less than or equals to 8. You have just succeeded in representing this sentence in a mathematical expression. Okay, let's look at number 3. If I say Bola's age, Bola's age A is greater than or equal to 10, is greater than or equal to 10. That means that Bola's age, represented as letter A, is either 10 or greater than 10. So Bola's age A is greater than or equal to 10. You have just represented this inequality in a mathematical expression. Okay, the next thing that we are going to look at is how to represent our inequality on the number line. Representing our inequality on number line. Representing our inequality on number line. Okay. Now, what does our number line looks like? We have done this in GSS 1. Our number line is a straight line that consists of all integers, positive and negative integers, including 0. So 0 is our middle number, and to the right of 0 we have our plus sign, plus 1, plus 2, and to the left of 0 we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and like that and like that. So if you are given inequality sign and you're asked to represent it, for example, you are asked to represent x less than 2 on linear inequality, on linear inequality. How do we go about that? What you are going to do first and foremost is to draw your inequality line, your number line. So we have our plus 1, our plus 2. The number given to us is x less than 2, and that 2 is a positive number. Don't forget, a positive number, you can write them like this or like this. 2 or plus 2, they mean the same. So they say we should represent x less than 2. The first thing you are going to do is to locate your number. This is my number here, 2, and you put a 0 there. You will not shade it because there is no equal to. We are still going to come to the one that we're going to shade. They now say, where are the regions where x is less than 2? Which part is x less than 2? Of course, if I move forward, I have 3, 4, 5. So forward here is greater than sign. This back is all the values that are less than 2. And you would agree with me, 1 is less than 2, 0 is less than 2, minus 1 is less than 2, minus 2 is less than 2. Another trick I normally use for my students is I look at your less than sign How is it facing? It's facing like this. So you too, your value should also face like this. Are we together? Let us see another example. Let's say we are asked to represent x less than or equal to 2 on the number line. So when you draw your number line, this is 0, -1, -2. I have my +1, +2. In this case, when you locate your starting point, because of this equal to sign, you are going to shade it. That means 0 itself is inclusive. You are going to shade it. And they said, where are the values that are less than or equal to? We have taken care of the equal to part by shading. So the less than part means values that are less than 2. These are still the values that are less than 2. But the difference between this one and the first one is that the first one is just x less than 2, while this one is x less than or equal to 2. So we are going to shade it. And these are the values that are lesser than 2 on this side. And you agree with me that what we have drawn coincide with our less than sign. Look at, they are facing the same side. They are facing the same side. Okay, let us see example 3. If you are asked to represent s greater than -2, s greater than -2. So you go ahead, you draw your number line. This is -1, this is -2. This is +1, this is +2. Now locate -2 in this case is here. So I'll locate it, I'll draw a circle. There is no equal to sign there, so I'll not shade. They say values that are greater than -2. Where are the values greater than -2? Of course, -1 is greater than -2. 0, okay, your man you are better than the person that is owing 2 naira. +1, you have 1 naira, you are better than somebody that is owing 2 naira, -2. So all the values that are greater than -2, they are on this side. And if you even look at it, look at your greater than sign, it's facing like this. Look at what you two are drawn, it's facing like this. So that is one trick of how you will not miss it. What you are going to draw and your sign must face the same side. Okay, so let us see one more. Example 3. If I'm asked to represent s greater than or equals to -3, let us see that. I'll draw my number line. 0, -1, -2, -3, +1, +2. So locate your starting point, which is this. I'll draw my 0. But because of this equal to sign, I'm going to shade that my 0. And I'll locate places that are greater than -3. Where are they? They are on this side, they are on this side. And my also side coincides with my sign. So that is how to represent our linear inequality sign. So we are still going to have so many video editions. We are not yet done. So this, we are going to stop here in order not to make the video too long. So your own take home now, you are to represent this inequality on the number line. Represent this inequality on number line. Okay, our very first one is x less than 1. Our b is s less than or equals to 1. Our c is x greater than -1. Our d is x greater than or equals to -5. Okay, let's make it. Our e is x less than -8. Our f is s less than or equals to +5. So represent all of this on linear inequality and forward in your answers. I'll be willing to read from you. Bye for now.